Hello, and welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I am here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. We have epic troll slayers who keep us safe. Thank you. And we've got a fantastic community here because of your kindness. You've been so kind to each other. You've been so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello, you can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on like 1.25 speed. So, all right, I've got 16 questions. I'll see how many of them I can get through. Also, I found one pack. One lone pack of the Fuentes nail stickers. It is my last one. I've tried just about every other brand out there. They don't make these anymore. I've got to contact these people somehow and be like, well, who is your supplier? Please tell me. Anyway, I found one pack. So, ta-da! Look at that. I'm having fun. So I have some nails today. I've got a whole thing going. Yeah. And anybody who's new around here, don't worry about this. This is osteoarthritis. It's normal, and actually it hurts less when things are taped and that kind of stuff. So ignore this. This is not important. I'm fine. All right. And I'm using the Art Nouveau. I think it's the Guild. Is it the Gilded Art Nouveau? What is this thing called? Let me go down. Well, okay. Well, it's underneath the questions. All right. Hello. Yes, and the kitties. All of the sweet kitties. All right. So let's do this. Oh, you're so kind. Okay. 2 minutes, 15 seconds in. Kristen from Uncover the News. We're going to start there. And thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Kristen, for all the great headlines you bring and the news you bring. So. All right, in a recent meandering rant, surprise, Trump told a story about, quote, almost dying, unquote, in a helicopter with San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown, in a helicopter incident in the 90s. Okay. The problem is that it wasn't with Brown, who denied that ever happened. Though Trump has doubled down on his claim because, of course, when he's called out on his lies, he doubles down. Because, of course, he does. It's day ending in day. Brown, okay, there was a black lawmaker on the helicopter with him. It was Nate Holden, a former city council member and state senator from Los Angeles. Eric Swalwell, we love him. Eric Swalwell is publicly noting that Trump is, quote, in serious decline. Why is his family letting him humiliate himself like this, unquote? And I'm trying to remember who said it. I'm afraid I don't have it right at the right at was it Willie Brown? Or was it a Willie Brown supporter who said something to the effect of, well, but it was somebody who was black who said, well, to Trump we all look the same. Anyway, Lisa Arnold said he came out and said it was a different helicopter ride with Willie Brown in New Jersey, not California. Willie Brown is saying no. Yeah. Burnett Smith says this is just pathetic. Yeah. So Sarah, Sarah's in the chat. Hello. It was the man who was on the helicopter said that. Oh, okay. Yep. Thank you. Sarah's in the chat, at least for a minute. Say hello to Sarah. She's awesome. Please. All right. So as far as family letting him humiliate himself like this, how would you stop him? How is this any different? In fact, it's kind of unpopular. This may be an unpopular opinion. But I personally believe that there's been some decline, but it's not as dramatic. I don't know that the change is as much in Trump as it is in everybody else seeing through, not willing to put up with the gaslighting and the lies that they did all along, because he's been lying every single day the entire time for the last how many decades? I mean, he lies every single day. I really wonder if the problem isn't the difference here. It's not him. It's people paying attention. Now, I know you've been paying attention. We talk about this a lot on the channel. But there are a lot of people out there that it's just finally starting to twig. I think it's because Pluto is headed into Aquarius land and out of Capricorn. I think that has a lot to do with it. Plus, thank heavens, Neptune has moved on from its own sign. I love Neptune. I'm big. I'm big on the art. I'm big on the spirituality. Oh, but the lies. Because super powerful Neptune in its own sign, it can go a bit far. Any planet in its own sign can go a bit far. Just ask somebody who has a moon in Cancer, considering the moon rules Cancer, and yeah, it's a lot. Sarah's saying, per the article, Holden says it was him. Politico fact checked. Okay, thank you. Finzenberger, Pluto reveals. So let me just get a general reading on this. Oh, look, I know he's not as sharp as he used to be. I'm not saying he is, but I'm just saying that it's not like he started lying more. Do you know what I mean? Oh, sitting pretty. And that's the other thing. The people around him, they're there for how they can benefit, what they can get from him. Yeah. Knight of Swords. He is being fact checked more. 10 of Wands. So the burden he's carrying. 8 of Swords, hemmed in. Yeah, this is faster and more aggressive fact checking. Don't forget, when he first got into office, okay, for people in the future, hello, hi, we're in the middle of this mess, but you've gotten past it, and bless you. I hope all is well in the world. It probably isn't, but I really hope it's better. Back when Donald Trump was running for office and first got into office, there was this adorable thing in the news, in these, first of all, in these things called newspapers, big sheets of paper where they print out the news every day. I know it seems wasteful for that, but it was the best people had. And then there was radio news, and then there was TV news. All right. And in newspapers, news magazines, a lot of broadcast news, all of this, you really don't want to use the word lie when it comes to a presidential candidate or a president specifically. You don't, I mean, that's just, it's kind of rude. It's kind of We don't want to just say they're lies. This is what we went through. They were lies. Thousands upon thousands of lies. Don't call them lies. And the talking heads who would come on the news shows, he's lying, or, well, he's stretching the truth, or it's from his perspective, or anybody else remember that? And we're just to a point now where it's like, no, he is a liar. He is a liar. He is a felon. He is an R word. He is the walking embodiment of all 7 deadly sins. He is a vile human being. And but it doesn't really matter as long as he gets his money and he gets to act the way he always acts. This very distilled energy of a staggering lack of impulse control and a desperate need and focus on money. And he gaslights, and Mary Smith, his niece, tells the story. They were at a party, and Donald was dating whomever. Maybe it was Melania, maybe it was somebody else, but there was somebody there. And Donald Trump and this woman, her Uncle Donald and this woman, they came up to her, and Donald said to his companion, this is my niece, Mary. And Mary's like, hello. And Donald just started spouting this thing about she was a drug addict, but she's worked so hard to get past it. She's it's really great the way she's really pulled herself together. And Mary's like, what? No, I've never been a drug addict. And Donald looked at his companion and went, like, the poor dear, just, yeah. Kathy Beer says, according to Nate Holden, it was him on the plane with Executive Vice President of Construction for Trump Business and Barbara Ress. She wrote it in her book, All Alone on the 68th Floor. Thank you. So LF says he's lied since he was born. Yeah. This is not new. Matter of fact, it's not even worse than normal. It really isn't. So, all right. Oh, Ronnie Smith, and look at the staggering amount of money he's burned through. Unbelievable. His father's entire fortune. Oh my gosh. And what was it? The judgment against him in the New York fraud trial was it something like, it was $400 some million, but with some kind of penalties, late fees, interest, something. It ended up being more like closer to $550 million, plus another $90 million that he owed to E. Jean Carroll. Can you imagine? I get excited if I found one little pack of nail stickers, and I am so excited. I can't tell if maybe I should, I don't know, raise my sights or my expectations in life. But okay. Anyway, let's go on to the next thing because oh bless. Raymond de Pascal says Tim Walz's daughter is a social worker at a homeless shelter. Oh. Actually, Hope, his daughter, is she old enough? I thought she was still a teenager. Or maybe she's, I don't know. It's just awesome. He's awesome. Guamzilla says, if Trump's lips are moving, he's lying. Yes. All right. So, yeah, Old Silver, we are waking up. Yes. All right. At 1450. 1450. Thank you for being here. That press conference Trump held at Mar-a-Lago was so bad. Now, I've heard this might not be 100% true. I think I might know what happened, but okay. The press conference Trump held at Mar-a-Lago was so bad that Joe Rogan, Nick Fuentes, and Tim Pool at least were saying they were withdrawing their support from Trump, with Rogan now publicly endorsing RFK Jr. I think it's something similar to How Bad Was It? Scary Heartbeat and Lewis. It was so bad. How bad was it? They said what they said, and then there seems to be some backpedaling going on too. Same thing happened with Rittenhouse, believe it or not. Rittenhouse had some not 100% supportive words of Trump, and he got MAGA turned on him. Woo! And one of the main things they were saying was they were calling him trans. I'm not a fan of Rittenhouse, let's be real. But what? Like that nice lady who makes the shorts where she takes stories like that and sings over it a song about, I never thought the leopards would eat my face. Joyce Matthews says Rogan doubled down saying he never endorsed RFK. Oh, there we go. Christine Gummison, is it Gummison? They wussed out and backed off. Yeah. So it's what's going on. What is going on? Oh, the judgment. First of all, well, there's kind of a question of, do they, maybe they know something we don't know or whatever. But I think on the other side, I think they're picking up, I think they're freaked out by the popularity of Harris and Walz. Please vote blue. Harris and Walz 2024. This is a Harris and Walz 2024 channel. Oh yeah. I think they can see that. That's a card for the reading. And the one behind it. Oh, the two behind it. What they're afraid of, because swords can be election and voting, and that's silence, and that's betrayal. Whereas the Democrats over here, the cup cards, they're just happy. Oh, look, it's my card for Kamala Harris. Oh, the world. Yeah, this is just sinking down. I should read what these cards are, but I'm just going, it's like it's telling a story as it's going down. Also, they're not, if this does kind of mess with their worldview, which needs to be messed with. Let us be clear. Because how since all these years that Trump's been there now, how many years have these people been able to get more of an audience and kind of have their message kind of corralled a little bit in a chute of that's what Trump believes, and allowing and being against the Democrats in the particular ways that Trump is, and standing up for Trump. And if they don't have that, I guess it would make them nervous. And make no mistake, if you are right wing and you're willing to be publicly right wing, you can make a lot of money. If I turn this into a pro-Trump channel, I would lose all of you, but I would get a whole bunch of people watching, and I would make a lot of money. But I can't sell my soul like that. But that's Mar-a-Lago. They're one of the faithful, but also this is a retirement card. There's judgment of the voters, especially women voters. But yeah, they're gonna yes and no and yes, and they're trying to figure out what the heck to do, because their whole business plan is based on Trumpism at this point. So this kid says, and you would have to live with the ugly. Oh, you know I couldn't. Hello, Valerie. All right, so what else have we got here? Cosmic Goat Lady has a question. Oh, a petty question. Oh, all right. At 2120. I'm here to read on your questions. I have certain limits. I don't read on serial killers. I don't read on minors. I'm not reading on Barron. He's as far as I'm concerned, he's still too young. But oh, bless you, Imagi. Thank you. Thank you for being here every day. You're an awesome person. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Makes a big difference. All right. So the petty question from Cosmic Goat Lady, assuming it really is petty. I don't know yet. Let me see. 20. Let's make this 22. What's going on? Oh, no. Okay, we'll get back to that. I don't know how I ended up skipping a question, but I did. So let's do Cosmic Goat Lady's question sorry, I'm having small technical difficulty on my part. 20. Okay. 3. Okay. Petty question. Will Melania's lawyer serve Trump divorce papers on November 6th? I doubt it. If she has any sense. She said she's going to move to be closer to Barron, or is he staying? Is he staying at Trump Tower? Is Barron staying at Trump Tower while he's at university? Is it that close? Or she said she's going to move to be near Barron when he's at college. Melania, invest. I don't see, I don't understand their relationship. I don't get it. There's no love between them. None. I don't get it. And the cards are terrible. It's always terrible for their relationship. But there's some kind of calculation behind the scenes, some kind of with the prenup, postnup, renegotiating, Melania wanting more money, something. There's Finzenberger, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, hang suspension. This is they're I'm going to start singing. I'm going to start singing Separate Lives. For now, we'll go on living separate lives. The institution is kaput. The institution of marriage. Crickets. Dead and buried. Institution, death card, tomb card. It's a legal choice. And it's kind of, if it's not random, there's a date. But it's just a matter of tick, 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 tick. That's what I get, but I don't know when. Whatever is most financially advantageous. Whatever she can whatever money she can get out of him. Cynthia O'Keefe says that ex-good friend. Oh, Stephanie Grisham said she will never leave Dumpy. Ooh, okay. Thank you, Kay. Oh, Hope is 23. Thank you, Raymond. Tim Walls has 2 children, Hope and Gus. Hope is 23, Gus is 17. Oh, excellent. I'm glad to hear that. Oh, good. All right. Oh, what do we have next? Oh, let me go back 1 to 2640. What's going on with Trump? What's going on with Trump's Norman Vincent Peale-itis? For those of you who don't know, Norman Vincent Peale, he back in the 80s, I guess probably the 70s as well. He was one of those self-help gurus about whatever you focus on, whatever you believe, that's going to become your reality. Right? So you don't say anything negative. It was an excuse. Personally, I think it was an excuse. Fred was a huge fan. Donald became a huge fan. Honestly, I think it fed into, especially Fred's, in his parenting style, Fred's ideas of don't complain. You have to think positively. I don't want to hear it. I think that's the kind of person Fred was. And it's the kind of person Dumpy is. He doesn't have to be that way. I know people who grew up in some of the most heinous circumstances, who once they became an adult said, no more. Donald's the way he is because he has chosen to be. There is nothing that says he has to be as awful as he is. He has made this choice over and over and over. But Norman Vincent Peale, and people just loved this. Just this love. They loved, some people just loved that. And I'm going to guess Norman Vincent Peale was some kind of pastor. Was he a pastor, or did he just get his license or whatever? Because apparently he officiated at Trump and Marla's wedding. So that's the thing about Trump, and that's part of why the Xander Taylor Clear Vision. Thank you. He was a United Methodist minister. That would do it. Thank you. Giovanni says, but Dumpy complains all the time. It's not a good system. I'm sorry, it just isn't. If somebody who is Gene Hall, yes, the power of positive thinking. There's positive thinking, and then there's delusion. It's positive thinking as a weapon. They misused it. They didn't use it properly. Optimism is great. I have a Sagittarius stellium. I do find good in the world. But yeah, but his Norman Vincent Peale-itis is alive and well. Amy Jones, hope for the best, plan for the worst. That's my philosophy. Laura, is it Hobie or Hobby? Fake it until you make it. Yes. Yeah. It's very 80s. Very. Fake it till you make it. Greed is good. All of that. It's very, very 80s. Hey. His victory. The victory, the victory, the victory. I will have victory because I say I'll have victory. Never admit you're wrong. Never admit you made a mistake. Never admit. And it's not working for him because there's too much technology, too much exposure. And even this idea where he got some of his narcissistic wound soothed with The Apprentice, and that attention that it got him, people see him for what he is now. And I don't have to say allegedly. The court found he's a thief. That's fraud. He's a felon. We're just not listening to the lies. Laura Hobby says pronounced like Holly Hobby. Hobby. Okay. Thank you, Laura. Laura. Thank you, Laura. Apparently I'm having trouble. I'm sorry. Lisa Harmon says it's akin to the prosperity gospel. Yeah. Does the divine want you to be happy? Yes. But if you believe strongly enough, will you be super ultra rich and be super thin? Remember the woman who had the whole pray yourself thin thing? Which on the one hand would, why not? But the problem is that she started a group, and then it like instantly became in the group, if you weren't thin, you're being judged because obviously you don't believe enough. And that's where it all goes wrong. So, okay. 3310. 3310. Okay. So Miriam Adelson, the widow of the casino magnate Sheldon Adelson, has been one of Trump's top donors. More fool her. Anyway, that might change, though, when, not long after they had a friendly meeting at the RNC, Trump berated Mrs. Adelson with a slew of angry texts about who she is allowing to run her PAC. Get my tea. Go on. Calling them RINOs, peppered with other insults. It seems that Harris being the nominee has shaken Trump so badly that he is lashing out at everyone. Uh-huh. We waited for these days. We waited years for these days. And they're lovely, I have to say. So, will he continue to bite the hands that feed him? Veronica Johannes, popcorn. Yeah, popcorn. St. Louis, popcorn. Yes, Kelly Ramsey. It was Gwen. Is it Shamblin? That was her name? Gwen Shamblin. Way Down Workshop. Yes. Oh, honey. Anyway, so is Trump going to continue to bite the donors that feed him? Okay. Is he going to act badly? Yeah. 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 And he's getting closer and closer to being held accountable for his actions. And that's the worst thing that could happen to Donald Trump. If I ever get really, really upset with somebody, I don't try to send bad energy to them or anything like that. I just try to imagine a giant mirrored ball a ball that's mirrored on the inside, and it's surrounding them. There's a hole in the bottom that their feet can go through, so they're standing there. But it's just a big mirror, and whatever energy that they give off, I want it to rebound on them as quickly as possible. If they do something good, I want good things to happen to them. And when they're heinous, I want that coming back as well. The main thing I do, though, is I do pray for Donald Trump and his ilk on the far right. I pray to raise their vibration. Raise the vibration of the whole world. Divine energy. As much divine energy on them. Raise their vibration. Raise it. Because the way they're operating, it's so low that adding any positive energy actually disrupts what they're trying to do. It throws them off. And it causes, they start turning on each other. So, yeah. It's not going well. And I believe this would be the donors, the institution, the people with the money. It's not going so well. He puts his communication out there, and yeah, he didn't do. Let's just say he didn't impress Mrs. Adelson. Six of Swords. Still trying to raise more money, but yeah, he's just getting more and more upset. He has no coping skills. And that attempt on his life, which never should have happened and is wrong. And I'm very glad he is still alive. I'm very glad. We do not want political violence at all. He's not handling it well. He's not processing it. You when you go through something like that, you need to find a good therapy. You need to, I would personally, I'm not an expert, but I would look into something that helped me a great deal, which was EMDR therapy, which has to do with, it's not always eyes, you put the eye thing either. Sometimes it's just bilateral stimulation of some nature. And processing traumatic events. He's not going to do that. So it's going to seep out the trauma. He's going to lash out. Your brain, when you go through a trauma, your brain tries to almost like isolate that piece. First of all, too often it doesn't save it. It doesn't, at least initially, it doesn't save it in the right place. So it keeps it it saves it in parts of your brain which are more about the present moment, which is why the fear, it just like hangs over you. But your brain's also trying to separate out that node of trauma, but as it were, not a literal node, but basically. But it leaks out. That's why if you have to process it so that it integrates with all the other synapses and all the other processes in your brain, and you have the strength of all these other processes in your brain and your whole history and your knowledge and your emotional intelligence. I know. And that's how you can handle the trauma, because it's not just this one dark little hole where nastiness just jumps out at you. He's not coping. That is definitely different. So now he has this whole other thing. So okay, at 41. Another glorious bit of news. Trump media has reported a $16 million loss for the quarter as revenue falls. $16 million loss in a quarter in 3 months. How excited do we get if we get like $20? How excited do we get? Lost. Trump media lost $16 million. Who on earth is floating this company? Who is floating this company? Will it survive the year? Lewis says he bankrupted several casinos, so I'm not surprised. Yeah. Dorian's asking, has Trump ever operated in the black? Actually, no. And you'd have to go back and read Rich Dad, Poor Dad to understand why. Because Richard Kiyosaki, I think. That whole Rich Dad, Poor Dad thing, going into property and leveraging the bank's money, and you're constantly leveraged, heavily leveraged. So because you also get massive tax breaks, and it's living on the edge, but it's what the Kushners are doing, it's what the Trumps are doing. It's D10, he says big tax evasion tricks. That's a good point. Lisa says Trump needs to make it to September, then he can cash out the stock. I think he was allowed to cash out a little bit of it, but I'm not entirely sure. Absolute poverty. That is not a going concern. Out in the cold, abject poverty. But there are all kind of little tricks you can do with taxes, and having I use the term accountant loosely, like the criminal, his CFO. My brain's saying Weissman. That's not right. Sometimes I have too many names to remember. Weisselberg, that was it. Yeah, he's got, when you've got a Weisselberg, yeah, and plus all the shenanigans that can happen with taxes and Wall Street and all this kind of stuff. Oh yeah, there's all kind of shenanigans you can pull. Weisselberg, thank you. And there's Dumpy, the man. And there's a refusal to listen to the reality. There's also a refusal of friendship, which is not, this is not a good card for a social media company. And he's just a man here. He's not a great business person. This feels like regulators. Aren't there still some questions about the formation of all of Truth Social, all that stuff. And Cynthia O'Keefe says also a monitor. Does he have one? Oh, there is a monitor on Griftco. Sorry, Trump.org. There's still a monitor at Griftco. Yeah, he's trying to pull something off, waiting for a ship to come in. But yeah, the regulators, taxes. Why hasn't the IRS done something about Trump? Biden's been in office for 4 years, and I'm not saying that IRS should specifically go after Trump, but and wasn't the Senate, wasn't there a committee in the Senate that was getting Trump's tax returns? What happened with all of that? Do you know? Yeah, this is a failure. Surprise. Oof. Oofta. All right. All right. At 46. At 46:20. Oh, man. Oh. We know Dumpy has no impulse control. We know that. That's not a shock. And I personally am not shocked. I'm not shocked by a reporting from Axios. Axios was reporting that Trump has been privately calling Harris a B word. Shocked. Shocking, isn't it? I know. Pick yourself up off the floor where you just fell out of your chair. Let me get my pearls so I can clutch them. That he wouldn't say such a thing. Uh-huh. And while his camp firmly denies it, according to the link according to Axios, quote, Trump advisors privately concede his misogynistic language is deeply problematic. You think? And something they worry he will unload in a public debate to his detriment. Unquote. Well, it could be a debate, could be a rally, could be an interview. So is he going to speak his mind? Probably Wanda, calling Harris beautiful? No. We call Harris beautiful because she is. You're awesome. Polly Wanda, we love your brain. We just love your brain. Anyway. So, from someone who has Mercury in Sagittarius, so boy, I do know what it's like to blurt out dumb stuff. I'm trying. Whew. Right now he's being generous. Yeah. Judgment, Sun card, things coming to light. Magician. Oh, no, I didn't say that. Page, communication, utter, disgusting, corruption, racism, misogyny, devil card. This is the messenger. There's the devil card, there's the messenger. Judgment is things come to light in a big way, big public way, in the center, trying to spin it. Lisa Arnold says, I wouldn't be surprised if he called her the other word. Begins with a letter between M and O. I'm not even going to say the first letter. We'll just watch. We're just going to wait. Okay. All right. Now, this was a little odd for him. I mean, there's so much to cover with Trump. We don't always do this much Trump, but it just, there's questions. And these next two are three are just whew. All right. So at 50:30, after being severely late for a Montana rally, Trump randomly polled the crowd for the best insult for him to use against Biden. But let me check the calendar. But didn't Biden step down from the campaign? And we're here now. Okay. So Trump was polling the crowd on the best insult that Trump should use against Biden. Is he just bored, or does he legitimately believe, or at least believe for a moment, that Biden was still his opponent? Or it might just be, and I'm serious, it might just be that wishful thinking again. Because I think he knows he can't win against a Harris-Walz ticket because they're awesome. And he still wants, if he just keeps focusing on Biden, it turned once, it might turn back. That's true, Visualize 70. Wishful thinking, says Amy Jones, yeah. So, did he forget what was going on? Was it wishful thinking? Was he bored? He does that sometimes too. All right. Well, waiting for Ship to come in. So he was asking he was trying to get a back and forth going with the audience, get them involved. Fair enough. There are various rhetorical, I wouldn't say tricks. Kristen from Uncover the News says Trump thinks Biden may be nominated at the DNC at the last minute. Yeah, yeah. There's certainly that's a real possibility. He's better off. He thinks he's better off running against Biden. Spoiler, you'd still lose, but okay. And just trying to keep your eye on the prize kind of thing. Nostalgia. Those were the days, my friends, where he could get the cult going and adding insult to injury. What I'm getting is a feeling that links back to where he was talking about Biden and saying when that Mar-a-Lago press conference thing. Wow. Where he was saying Biden's really angry. Like, he knows that Biden's really angry because he was removed from the presidency. He wasn't removed. He just stepped down from the campaign, and he looks happier now. It feels like, yes, he wants to go up against Biden. Part of it, this nostalgia, isn't just for Biden. It's he doesn't think he should have to run against a woman of color. It's beneath him. It is hard for me to wrap my head around the depths of how disgusting this man is. It really is. Yeah. There's some delusional thinking here, but it's also there's a whole lot of racism. There's a whole lot of racism here that decent human beings wouldn't even go there. Don't even think it's a factor. Or a little bit. He's probably annoyed. Let's not forget how deeply, deeply, deeply racist he is. Deeply racist. Yick. Okay. This next one. This is. It's not quite chef's kiss, but it's awfully close. It's a chef's air kiss from a distance. The Republicans for Harris campaign. Okay. All right, cool. Republicans for Harris campaign. The campaign committee co-chair is the Republican mayor of Mesa, Arizona. I'm sorry, where's my tea again? I'm sorry, do go on. The Republicans for Harris campaign committee co-chair is the mayor of Mesa, Arizona, Republican Mayor John Giles. Said in a recent speech, quote, "I do not recognize my party. I have something to say to those of us who are in the middle. You don't owe a blank thing to that party. You don't owe anything to a party that is out of touch and hell-bent on taking us backward. And by all means, you owe no loyalty to a candidate who is morally and ethically bankrupt." Not to mention literally, too. In the spirit of the great Senator John McCain, please join me in putting country over party and stopping Donald Trump, unquote. Pamela's saying he just spoke at the Harris rally in Arizona. Yeah. Are more moderate Republicans heading in the same direction? I'm going to run out of tea. Woo! Oh, if you have more questions, please, please, please put them in the chat before I come on. I'm on every day, every single day. Always looking for questions. Always looking for your questions. So, are more moderate Republicans finally going to say, duh. You mean the truth? All right, that's balance. That's balance and fairness. This is far-right communication. This could be lawmakers, Republicans sitting pretty, who think that they're the ones who should be deciding what destitute people get meager scraps from the table. Don't forget who we're dealing with here. Yes, but I have to wonder about this justice card. And that could be a legislator. But I have to wonder about Trump's legal problems. I think this does mean more Republicans saying no, but There's something in the distance. Something in the distance. Okay. I want to get through at least 2 more questions, even though I've been on for an hour. Okay, so if that's okay with you, 1 hour 30. Breeches and Stitches. I love that. It's a great name. This mind blown. Is Trump angling to be buried at Arlington Cemetery? My whole inside just twisted in disgust. Is Trump angling to be buried in Arlington Cemetery when he does go off to the big McDonald's in the sky? Or will his kids bury him on a golf course for the tax breaks? None of us get out of here alive. I'm not wishing this on him. I want this man to face justice on this earth. Actual legal justice. If he was buried at Arlington Cemetery after I mean, ignore all the other things he did, but after January 6th, they would have to put his grave in, I don't know what, but there would have to be like layers people would have to get through to even get to a wall that somebody might spray paint, or it would be bad. It would be very bad. Very bad. I'm just going to tell you. 9 of Swords, 5 of Wands, Knight of Cups, 9 of Wands, Emperor. If the RNC would like to sort something out, have fun. I think Democrats, we tend to try to take the higher ground, higher road. Yes, dear. So there might be an offer of something. Hi. But I'm not getting Arlington Cemetery. Yeah, Lewis, that's exactly what I was thinking. I just don't want to say it out loud. Okay, just relax. Just relax. There's another question I want to get through though. You gotta relax for a minute. Oh, just sweetness. You need to relax. Got one more question. 103. Okay, it's gonna be like 104. All right, dear. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. All right. 104. I want to make sure I get to. And any questions I don't get to today, I will roll over to tomorrow. 103:45. No kitty butts on camera. Oh, you are in the way. You make a terrible window. You're a great cat, but you are a terrible window. Yes, you are. All right. At 104. Okay. 1. Okay, maybe I'll cover this question. You know what? I'm gonna cover this question tomorrow. I have been on for over an hour, and apparently we're done. All right. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I'm here literally every single day of the year. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll be back tomorrow. It's 1:06 p.m. here in Chicago at 3 o'clock. I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. So you're always welcome. We just want to encourage you. All right. So please remember, you're not alone. We're in this together. And there are good days ahead. There are good days ahead. Yes, there are. There are good days ahead. Yeah, exactly, Laura. Boo says, you're done. Time. Yeah. Thank you. All right. You're not alone. We're in this together. There are good days ahead. All right. Take care. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow. Same cat time. Same cat channel. Bye.